All right, YouTube, I'm back. Got my panel. Actually, it leaked again. When I came out, it was still leaking in this morning. I think it had frozen and thawed back out. But anyway, got a warm afternoon here, so I got the tank out and the rotary tool, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the edges of this and then try to take the wood out the back and you know, just clean it up so I can put new wood on it. So that's kind of the task at hand today. So let's get busy, huh? Welcome to my life. I definitely need a bigger air compressor if I'm going to keep doing this kind of work. It just can't keep up. Or I need to buy an electric rotary tool or something. Not the fiberglass, it's cutting the wood on the edge. And evidently it's still pretty good so far. All right, finally that compressor kicked off. So interesting cutting this. This side here was definitely hard to cut, and this side here was like cutting butter around it. So this is the rotted end, of course, and it looks like it, right? Because it's black. And this side is not so much. So I'm probably gonna have a hard time taking this side off. than the other side. You can kind of tell when you get to the wood, it kind of drops through. There is one place in the corner here where it was split. So I think it was split before. And so when you fell through, you just went right through the whole thing. But so now I think I just saw a pillar off. I think I'll start with the rotted side and work my way that way. And then we'll clean her down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look how wet that still is. It's like the transom on the other side. I don't know why I'm doing that. I should just get the dumpster and throw it right in the dumpster, and then I'll have to pick it up twice. Did you guys notice the new door I put in? It was weird. They had mortar up here, which was odd, just to fill the gap in. And then I couldn't get the door set. I couldn't figure out why. I actually ended up pouring concrete down here to level the door out because it was sitting cockeyed, so the door wouldn't sit right. Quite the mess. Anyway, we got it. Still needs to be painted and all that, but it's too cold, so. Not as bad as the transom. Man, it's tough in this side. All right, got a little more to go. Just 2-3 more squares. Oh, ooh, my back's worn out. Bending over like that, but we're almost done. Finish her off. So I know from experience people are going to say, hey, you left some of the wood on there. So I'll explain that a little bit. It does leave the wood pattern in the fiberglass when they put the fiberglass mat on there and the resin in there. It leaves that pattern. There is a little bit of skin here and there of the wood, but it's really done down to hardly anything. I will take an orbital sand to this. There's a little bit here I need to get out, but I'll take an orbital sand to this and sand it down, and then it'll be epoxy resin with fiberglass strand chop strand, and then put the, now this only had a 1/2 inch. I measured it like 4 different places. It only had a 1/2 inch board in there. I'm going to do 3/4. If I have the piece there, then I have enough to make both the floors 3/4 inch, but 3/4 inch seems so much stronger to me. There's plenty of room here for a 3/4 inch piece of wood though. It will make it heavy as heck. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It'll be heavy, but it won't flex like the little boards will. And I wonder why they did the squares like that. That doesn't seem to make sense to me either, but that's how they made them back then. I saw it in Born Again Boater in his video. It was the same thing as these little squares with chopped wood up, or chopped wood in there, plywood really. So I'm thinking about sheet of 3/4, and I'll cut around the holes and round the edges out a little bit, enough to fit in there good. And so that's what I'm thinking. All right, YouTube, hey, we've been blessed with another warm day, which is surprising because it was freezing this morning, and it's kind of warmed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that other floor out of the boat, and we'll get the backside of that cut out and get it ready for the same thing. Get it prepped up so we can put the new wood in, and then fiberglass her in. What's going on? Well, Grandpa. This one's still pretty solid. I see some rot though. It's gonna be a pain to clean out though. I already know, because it's too solid. Come on, flip. We'll get cutting on this, same as we did last time. Cut around the edges, and then pry it all out. All right, so I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to do a time lapse on this. All right, so that one was a lot tougher. It actually worked me. The wood is still damp, but it's not rotted through. It's still hard, but it does look wet. I mean, it does, and there was rot in there. I mean, some of it is rotted. No, but it was definitely tough to get off for sure. I did a little different though. I didn't cut all the way down into the wood around the sides. I'm hoping to kind of pry it out. We'll see how that works. If it doesn't work, then I'll go around and cut it, but I didn't want to cut through there any deeper than I needed to. So I'll start peeling this back just like I did before, and we'll see if we can't get this done and get it prepped up and ready for fiberglass and wood when we get to that point. All right, let's get busy. All right, so I finally finished. This one was a lot tougher. I mean, and I guess you know, I think what somebody had said to me before in the comments that the worse it is, the easier it is, and I think that's a true statement. The other one was rotted, came out pretty easy. This one was not as rotted. It was a little wet, that was damp for sure, but definitely wasn't as rotted, and took quite a bit to get out, especially that bottom layer. There's like a couple of rotten layers of the plywood, but then the top layer was pretty tough. So, but I got her down there, so she's ready to go. Of course, I spent some time off camera getting all the caulking off of it and all that, whatever. I'll have to sand her down and all that stuff. I'm probably gonna have gel coating these as well because they're so nasty, to be honest with you. I mean, and they're stained up. This one has this where a washer must have rusted on the deck for quite some time or something, but so we'll probably gel coat those out. Now they're gonna look funny because they're gonna be the only white thing in the floor, but whatever, we'll figure that as we go. I'm probably gonna put some kind of that foam rubber stuff, whatever that you walk on. It's nice and cushy, but made for boats. I don't know what it's called. I'll look it up so I'm smart next time I talk to you guys. But I'd like to do that, the decking stuff. So we'll see. Of course, that stuff's probably expensive, and I need a sponsor. That's what I need. So if you want to sponsor me, anyway. All right, well, that's going to be it. I think that's going to finish this episode out. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is the middle of the episodes. I never know that stuff. I always say, hey, I'm done, and then I show like 10 minutes more. So we'll see. But the next step, of course, would be to cut the wood out and then get the fiberglass stuff in. The epoxy gel did, epoxy resin did come in, so that's good. But the fiberglass is not here yet. So anyway, all right. Either I'm leaving and I'll see you next time, or here's the next section. Y'all help me out and like and subscribe to my channel, Shots Life, on YouTube.